Good morning, everybody. We are minutes away, presumably. I'm talking to YouTube right now. I'm not just crazy. Minutes away, presumably, from the performance. You can see him walking in back there. We're going to do a short Cirque du Soleil performance here at the Houston Museum of Natural Science. So bear with us. We are just getting set up. It is scheduled tentatively for 11 a.m., which is a few minutes away. But thank you for joining us on this impromptu live. Just something fun to show y'all on a random Wednesday morning. Hi, Allie. So if you're just joining us, I just started the YouTube live just about a minute ago. I see we have at least one visitor here right now. We are going to do a short Cirque du Soleil performance right here in the Glassell Hall of the Houston Museum of Natural Science. Dragonfly, I think, is that the theme? He is dressed as a dragonfly. It's going to be, isn't it for OVO? Yeah, Cirque du Soleil OVO. So we're doing a short promotion for that here at the Houston Museum of Natural Science. And we are minutes away. And I will use all of my radio skills to stream of consciousness until we get to the actual performance. I do have a microphone for those of you on YouTube. So for those of you, good morning, good morning. I do have a microphone down here. So hopefully you're good. You can come through. Yeah, go for it. The star of the show. No. Yeah, you're fine. You're on YouTube. Say hello.
Hello.
So I do have a microphone on the floor for everybody watching. Hopefully if the performer's going to say anything, maybe we'll be able to pick them up. But the audio is going to be what the audio is going to be. I think this is more about the performance than the audio. But just let me know. I think I can see some comments coming in. I will do my best to address comments coming in.
It's like 1.5
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Mobility. It's way less intrusive than, a giant full frame. It's just
Is the quality just as sharp?
No. The quality, however, sorry YouTube, you're listening to the behind. The quality coming out of this 1-inch sensor is exquisite for the size of it. That's why it's so popular. You'll see more people in the media with these. It punches way above its weight. Sorry, YouTube, you're hearing the back to behind the scenes conversation. I'm going to get my MacBook out here so I can hopefully see comments in case there are any comments. Now, I represent the Houston Museum of Natural Science. I don't represent Cirque du Soleil. So I will do my best to answer questions that come up regarding Cirque du Soleil. But just a preface, I'm not a Cirque du Soleil expert. But the performer is here. They are just off camera. Sorry about that. He went back there somewhere to prepare. But he's going to come out to the middle of the floor and perform the acrobatic performance, contortionist performance, I believe. And it should be really interesting. But let me log into my MacBook so I can actually see comments if there are any. And I'll be honest, part of this going live like this, impromptu, is a bit of an experiment. This isn't going to be a super duper long performance, we don't believe. So we'll see what kind of, what the analytics are for a short performance like this. We are filming more buttery B-roll with our full frame cameras in the background, so we'll definitely make more content from this. Nice buttery content, but for now, you are just watching live on YouTube and enjoying the festivities. Oh, we see some comments. Hi, Houston Museum. How are you doing, Ainsley? I'm pulling up the stream on my laptop so I can see the waterfall of comments. But good morning, everybody. We are honored and thrilled to have you here. The crowd, let me show you. I'll twist this around a little bit. There are people gathering. We are in the beautiful Glassell Hall. Am I in your way? I'm sorry. We're in the beautiful Glassell Hall here at the Houston Museum of Natural Science, getting ready for a Cirque du Soleil solo performance of an acrobat slash contortionist. And it should be really neat. I have not met this person beforehand, but if you've ever been to a Cirque du Soleil performance or even seen clips of Cirque du Soleil performances, you know how amazing these performances are. Slightly terrifying. I went to a Cirque du Soleil performance a few years ago. It's the last time I personally have been to one. And felt like I was biting my nails the whole time. The stunts they were performing were truly exceptional. I am live. We're doing a couple of lives. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Yes. So if you're just joining the live stream, wondering what's going on here, we are waiting for a short performance from Cirque du Soleil. We have a contortionist who is going to perform for a few minutes here in the beautiful Glassell Hall here at the Houston Museum of Natural Science. This is part of a collaboration to promote OVO, which will be in Houston soon. Performances will begin soon. You can go to the Cirque du Soleil website, type Cirque du Soleil OVO or Cirque du Soleil Houston. I have personally been to an OVO performance, and spectacular doesn't even begin to describe. And anybody watching this stream right now who's been to Cirque du Soleil, let me know in the comments if you've ever been to a Cirque du Soleil performance. But even if you haven't been to a Cirque du Soleil performance and you've only seen clips on, YouTube or TikTok or anything like that, you know how straight up death-defying these performances, I wouldn't even say can be, how incredible they are. Wow, we got a little crowd showing up here. That's really cool. We are also live, for what it matters, on TikTok. So for those of you who are subscribed to us here on YouTube, you should after or during, maybe on a different device, go subscribe to the Houston Museum of Natural Science on TikTok as well. And Instagram for that matter, and Facebook for that matter. And we also have a podcast, the Beyond Bones podcast. Type in HMNS Beyond Bones podcast into Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Spreaker. I use Pocket Casts on Android. Any podcast platform, type in HMNS Beyond Bones podcast and just scroll through the titles. I am meticulous about how I title the episode, so if you see a subject that seems interesting to you, go for it. We'd love for you to listen to that. It's a great podcast. I host the podcast. We talk to different curators and experts, and sometimes I do scripted podcasts where I talk about a subject in depth. For instance, I talked about scientific dating recently, how it's not just, people in lab coats at Cheesecake Factory. All right, we're about to start here. Beyond Bones podcast. All right, so.
Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing? This is like a 360 Hello up there. How are you doing? Welcome and thank you for being here. My name is Jen today. I'm one of the 100 people traveling full-time around the world with the show OVO by Cirque du Soleil. That's our poster. If you're looking for it, if you want to look at the website is at the very bottom. Go and check it out. It's super nice. I just wanted to give you a little bit of information before we start this presentation today. We have an exciting sneak peek for you. If you've ever seen a dragonfly that can contort and do hand balancing, today's the day. So a little bit of information first. We do have some television and PDF here. So if you are in this, like behind these pillars right here, might be in the shot. If you do not want to be in the shot of a media station, just move a little bit that way. There's place in the corner. Same upstairs if you're good with that. Everybody good? You're good to take photos. You're good to take videos. We would just ask you to not really have any flash or to not do any live performance screen. Is that okay? Everybody good? Can you tell me who's been at Cirque du Soleil before? Who knows Cirque du Soleil? First time for anybody? Okay, great, excellent. We love that. So, Cirque du Soleil, we're a company that's been around for over 40 years now. And 40 years ago, the goal was to basically reinvent circus. Go with the human imagination, the human possibilities, not using animals, so it's great. But in this show, we actually have insects. So all of the 53 artists from 25 different nationalities are actually bugs. There are scarabs and crickets and butterflies, and in this case, dragonflies. So we're gonna have a short performance. You'll get a sneak peek of this, and then afterwards, if you want to stick around, we'll ask a few questions. We'll do like a Q&A, questions and answer. So you can start to get your questions, and then afterwards, we'll be available as well for the media if you want some short interviews, short photos. Everybody good? Yes. Shall we welcome our beautiful dragonfly with a big round of applause?
Yeah. Here we go, y'all. Do my best to keep them in frame, y'all. Whoop, sorry, y'all. Y'all, I'm gonna pick up the camera so I can follow him better. I apologize for the movement. I am dead rolling the performance on my Osmo, so I will make more content with this. My one-handed clap. That was awesome.
Right. So what I've not told you yet is that, yes, this beautiful dragonfly, he's one of the 53 artists that you'll see in the show. The 53 artists, 100 people are actually from 25 different nationalities. But this one is from Texas. He's actually from Houston.
Cool.
So his name is Kyle Craigle, and we'll have a few minutes to have questions and answers. So if you want to raise your hand, we'll take like a few minutes, like I said. Raise your hand, I'll try to see you everywhere. Speak loudly if you have a question. He can tell you about how he became a Cirque du Soleil artist, starting as a gymnast, what it is to travel the world, what the show's about. We'll take a few seconds, a few minutes. Anybody have questions? I see one hand there. Let's go there for one. Let's go there for two, and there for three. How terrified were you when you first auditioned for Cirque? How terrified were you first auditioned for Cirque du Soleil?
How terrifying was the audition?
I'll give you some background. So I first started competing in gymnastics here. I went to a place called Houston Gymnastics Academy. It's inside the Loop. It's off South Rice. And I started when I was 7. So I actually competed gymnastics for 7 years before I went to circus school for 5, before I auditioned for Cirque. So as a young child, I was learning about how to deal with the performance pressure that comes with this type of entertainment and this line of work. So by the time that I ended up auditioning for Cirque, I'd done so many performances and so many competitions that I had confidence in myself. So of course, there's some stage fright, there's some nerves, but by the time that I auditioned for Cirque, I was pretty well acquainted with the casting team. They had already seen me perform in shows, and I already had contact with them. So luckily, I wasn't so nervous that, yeah, I was able to represent myself well and like really show them what I was capable of, just between experience and then obviously personal connection with them. But it was an intense feeling of butterflies, if you will. And more notably, I remember the first show I ever did with Cirque. I was definitely full of adrenaline, but by the time you get there, like I said, we have so much training and preparation that the nerves really add positively. It's not really a fearful kind of feeling. So.
Thank you.
How long does it take to prepare and get the show ready? How long first?
All right.
How
So
long do
question
rehearsals
is,
take?
How long does it take to get ready for a show like this?
So specifically, like I said, a lot of us have long career paths that lead us to Cirque, right? But when it comes to making one of these productions, so our production of Ovo actually premiered in 2009. So we've been touring for, honestly, almost 20 years at this point. Yeah, 15, 20 years at this point. And prior to the premiere in 2009, there's about 2 years of pre-production before any solid year of creation before the show can premiere. And then once you're a specific artist, anywhere from, I would say, a month to
And then, of course, a lifetime of training
Right.
before that. We're going to go there for number 3, but I'm keeping you in mind. Yes. Woo. All right. So then,
What is the inspiration for the show?
What is the show about, basically?
So, our original stage director, her name is Deborah Kolker. She's a world-renowned choreographer from Brazil. So her company is based in Rio. And actually some of the concepts that you'll see in the show were previously existing in her company, and she kind of brought them to life on the Cirque stage. Obviously, Brazilian and South American influence is extremely colorful, from the types of foods, the colors that we see in nature, and also the type of music. So in our show, we have all sorts of different styles that are iconic Brazilian styles of music, and I think that it's really based in that. She's kind of intrigued by the beauty of nature and the color of life, such as the culture. So I think that was her goal, was to inject the South American culture in a joyful way in. And she's also kind of she's a little quirky. And I think that's also what attracted her to Bugs. She wanted us, like whenever she comes to refresh choreography or comes to train, she wants us to be peculiar and interesting. Of course, there's beauty in the bug and there's beauty in the animal kingdom, but she wants us to represent that quirky side that actually makes insects more beautiful than the other species in the animal kingdom. So, South America and fun.
Yeah, and to
Guys, I'm gonna move the camera slightly so I can check
Each
comments.
show of Cirque du Soleil is different.
Bear with me as I move the
with
camera.
different acrobatics, but also a different universe.
Moving the camera.
This one is about bugs. So we actually
Apologize.
follow the blue fly, who's one of our
Sorry,
green clowns,
almost done.
who comes in with an egg on his back. And ovo means egg in Portuguese. So that's a bit of the disruptive element. You arrive
zoom
into
out
this
a
new
little bit.
colony of insects, and they're all like, what is this egg? What's going on? And then he falls in love with a ladybug. There's some moments with the, the chief colony. There's a lot of funny moments. And of course, we go through all the acrobatic insects, like the dragonfly here, but our butterflies are flying above the stage in aerial straps. Our crickets, just like in nature, they jump. In our show, they're tumblers, trampolinists, trampoline wall artists. So there's really discovering what these insects do in the life of bugs. Well, that's your question.
Awesome. And I want to know, as a native Estonian, what does your ideal day look like when you're not working?
As a native Houstonian, Tex-Mex. I love food. I love Tex-Mex food, and especially now I don't live in Texas anymore. So when I come back, it's actually also kind of nice to be back in a museum like this. Like I used to come here when I was in kindergarten, elementary school. So I think most of the time when I'm in Texas, I want to go to like the iconic tourist places, enjoy family, but food. Definitely Tex-Mex. That's the number one answer.
Got it.
I'm learning a lot. I'm from Canada. I'm learning. It's like, oh, you can try this. You can try that.
Yes. Salsa on everything.
Before you go back to Canada, get some good barbecue.
It's on the list. It's on the list, definitely. I think the list is just growing long, but I'm taking it all. Suggestions. All right, let's just take maybe another 2 quick questions. If you have any questions, and scan the room. Did we answer everything? Yes.
Your favorite role at Cirque du Soleil so far?
Favorite role at Cirque du Soleil so far?
What is this actor's favorite role at Cirque du Soleil so far?
So I did 2 shows, 2 different shows. One I was in is called The Stairs, with our friends and I also worked with a piano. So I kind of have like a wide variety of objects, but obviously I'm biased to be moving on as facing this stuff. And I think the reason that I connect so much to this role, like, not only like the costume, my favorite color, my favorite design, but a lot of serendipity that costume.
He's saying he
But it's really like
loves this role because he loves dragonflies. And it's so different and quirky that this is one of his favorite roles he's taken at Cirque du Soleil.
So I really grew up in these shoes, and like it's really special to have a role that's sort of remains steady in its inspiration in a way that's big on stage, but to be developing the human behind it, to be attached to all of that, audience all over the world. I think this one.
He's saying it's a privilege to perform this all around the world.
Last chance for like a public question. Everybody good? Am I not seeing anybody? Yes. Well, yeah.
I'm with the museum, and we're actually live on a few different platforms right now.
Okay.
And Instagram wants to know, what's your after-show routine?
What is your after-show routine?
Food again.
Yeah, more Tex-Mex.
Definitely fuel. But it might seem obvious, but stretching. So a lot of stretching, a lot of core strength, notably Pilates. Mat Pilates is like my favorite. So anybody that does Pilates or likes core strength, it really saves us proportions. So we actually tour with physiotherapists and coach that are able to give us the workout routines and tools that we need to maintain our body. And it's definitely core strength and Pilates and a good amount of stretching that keep you feeling really good.
All right, we're gonna pause it here for now, just to let you know we have a few interviews to do. However, if you would like to stick around and take a photo and get close up with our dragonfly, you can just stick around in that corner area, and we'll get to you. We'll take some photos. I just want to say a huge thank you to the Houston Museum of Natural Science, because this has been so great, connecting with family and friends.
Okay, also, I'm going to cut the live stream here so that we can go film more in-depth content to give to y'all later. So this is going to wrap up the stream. Thank you so much for joining us here on the stream, and look out for more content with this artist coming soon. I'm going to go film some right now. It's going to be really cool. But thank you all for joining us. Come visit us.